So mad there's no controlling me. I'm about to get so bad I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My rap, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face just to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you gon' wish you had such a fucked up real bad.
Salute everyone. This is the Don BX Sports Jedi Kev, the Don of the Watch Along. Salute everyone. It is here, folks. This is the SummerSlam preview show with your host, BX Sports Jedi Kev. Just let you know, we will be doing tomorrow night the SummerSlam Watch Along. So join us. If you're a wrestling fan, non-wrestling fan, or want to get into wrestling, or was a wrestling fan, don't longer watch it, just come along. I invite you to watch along with us, and let's have fun. You know, we're going to have jokes. We're going to, watch the wrestling. We're going to have our reactions, our critiques, what we like of the match, what we don't like of the match. It's just a watch along where you can watch along with us and just have fun. It is, let's get right into it. It is WWE Summertime Extravaganza. It comes once a year. It is SummerSlam, the biggest event of the summer, the biggest party of summer. Here it is, here from Nashville, Tennessee. Now, this premium event. It serves like a bridge between the past to the exciting new era with Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Nick Khan as the CEO. We all know Vince McMahon has retired. It's time. He's 77 years old. Although we leave that for the day. I wish he would have not left, but we leave that for another day. We know why. We get right into SummerSlam. A lot of stuff, a lot of directions. It looks like, do they close out some of these feud storylines and now we get a new chapter possible? Or do we continue with the same storyline? Or is there the storyline written in for the next few months, and then slowly but surely the progression of the new takeover of the new era begins? Or is this just a puppet regime that is there, and it's been the puppet master, although retired, but is retired in Stamford, Connecticut, and pushing the strings behind the scenes? We should know. Who knows? It's open to interpretation. But let's get right to the rice and beans, the way I like to say it on my podcast. Salute to everyone in the chat. Salute to everyone watching. Salute to everyone who's going to watch the video afterwards. This is the SummerSlam preview. And personally, I'm trying to think, how would you order these matches? What will be the first match to open up SummerSlam, to get the crowd, to get the heat going, to get everyone riled up in Nashville and on the Peacock Network and on the BX Sports Jedi Network with the watch along? I'm thinking, personally, who would I bring there to start it off? I will go with Theory. I will go with Lashley versus Theory. I will go right off the bat. Give me Bobby Lashley taking on the Theory for the United States champion. Now, when this happens, you got to think yourself, if this is the opening match, it's going to be a humongous night for Theory. You get the match. You could even let Bobby, and there's so many ways you could go with this, in my opinion. Bobby Lashley taking on Theory. Theory was the youngest United States champion. He could be the youngest two-time United States champion. He also is the winner and the benefiter of the Money in the Bank briefcase. Now, you're going to see, we saw on Monday Night without Vince McMahon, Punk, and by the Chief. Don't not cash in that Money in the Bank, because you're going to get embarrassed. Brock Lesnar, Friday Night SmackDown, beat the living crap out of him with the briefcase. and things are looking down. Even in the tag match with Lashley and McIntyre taking on Sheamus and Theory, Theory tapped out. You also see the interference from a Ziggler. So there's a lot of storylines, a lot of angles here. Me personally, I'm thinking it's going to be Austin Theory winning the United States title. Now, I was thinking this in the eyes of a Vince McMahon, how Vince would do. Me watching, and I always say it, I've been watching WWE wrestling in general, over close to since 1982, over 40 plus years as well. You know, I've been there since the beginning with this all wrestling organization as a fan. You know, and watch them all rise and fall from NWA, AWA to WCW, and I see them all for AEW. They all and WWE stands with the test of time. With that said, I don't know what direction they're heading. If it's a puppet regime or is it really fresh, new, innovative ideas. I'm thinking and if it's the old ways, like I said, this is my preview, my prediction. I'm thinking Theory wins tonight. Theory becomes the United States champion. He moves on with the possibility, with the trolling and the lurking behind that he has the Money in the Bank briefcase. But I also, and I don't want to contradict myself, I could also see him not winning this title, but not getting pinned. I could see Ziggler interfering, costing Theory the victory on account of disqualification, not to retain the title, and having Lashley hold on, because they were also been teasing down the road in Survivor Series, and it looks like the ring head and now Gunther is going to hold on to that Intercontinental title for a while, and looks like he's going to be in a collision course with Lashley, or it could be for the Clash of the Castles, title champion versus champion, not unifying them, but just have them go one-on-one. I'm sorry that I got you away from the SummerSlam, but I'm just trying to give a little bit what I'm reading, what I'm seeing. But this is a new regime, so we don't know. Then after this match, you could go anywhere up and down the card because it's going to be very entertaining. For a second match, I could see in the second match possibly you could go you could actually have The Miz and Logan Paul. That's another match on the card we could preview here. The Miz, Logan Paul. We all saw Logan Paul sign a contract with the WWE, a performance. He did very well in WrestleMania. Very good match. Logan Paul in the ring as an athlete, he is very competitive. Miz, what can you say? One of the safest, cleanest wrestler in all of wrestling. You know, has he lost a little bit on his fastball? Yes. I think the Miz as a wrestler is still safe, still great, but the flair, and he still draws attention, but he's like one of the top mid-carders to help you get to the push to the main event status. I could say this is going to be a good match. I think I'll see Logan Paul coming victorious and winning this match against The Miz. I would like personally in as a booker or creative later down the road, I thought it would have been nice to have like some type of outside interference. I know Ciampa is a big interference, but Ciampa would have made sense if it was for Paul and Paul getting someone behind to watch him, or for Ciampa, a WWE superstar. But it looks like WWE superstars don't like Logan Paul. What I wanted to get was you could have set up a match where you would have had the Miz, Paul. Maybe you would have had AJ Styles help him come out, watch for his back, and then have the ultimate turn around. Like Logan Paul, like he gets so much heat with a turn on AJ Styles, and then you got Miz, Ciampa, and Logan Paul beating up on a AJ Styles, and out from the crowd or even from just being there, we could have had Tyson Fury, the boxer. He's been saying and been promoting that he wants to be a part of WWE in the wrestling, the Gypsy King, the current heavyweight champion of boxing. And if he would have came out, now you could tease that for Clash of the Castles. Tyson Fury with AJ Styles taking on Miz and Logan Paul. And then you don't know how much you would have sell out more. You don't need it, but how much more of a draw, of a buzz you would have really generate more in England. Clash of the Castles. Tyson Fury, AJ Styles taking on Miz, Logan Paul. But I don't know. This is just going a little bit off the rails. I still see Logan Paul beating Miz, but you could have had something where a double cross instead of the match. It was just all the bait. Tyson Fury and Logan Paul has some heat. Outside of the in the real world, the kayfabe, and you would have bought it in the wrestling ring. You would have gotten a lot of buzz in entertainment wise. But I digress. I still see like Logan Paul winning that match here. The next match I'm going to preview here, it's going to be the no disqualification match here between the Mysterios taking on Judgment Day with Damian Priest and Finn Balor. The wild card in all this match, folks, to me, it's going to be Rhea Ripley. The involvement of Rhea Ripley, and boy, if you watch Monday Night Raw, Rhea Ripley looks like she is the boss, the head, the leader of Judgment Day. Now, I am recording this podcast, this preview, and before WWE SmackDown goes on the air in a couple of hours. So a lot of things can happen in SmackDown, and all this, giving you a little bit of a disclosure, a warning. And all of this could go to the wayside. Something might happen because we're ready, and we'll get that right after this match. I'll say why. Personally, I think if the new improved Edge, they're teasing Edge, Beth Phoenix returning, as well as maybe a lot of people in the internet buzz are saying either Bray Wyatt or the Fiend, or Bray Wyatt / the Fiend character, or Edge and someone to go up there Judgment Day. And they also have been saying the heel turn from Rey Mysterio, not Dominic. You could see where Rey might do the heel turn, not Dominic. There's so much variability. It all depends on how the new creative wants to. If they want to continue to see that, we shall see. We shall see. I am intrigued personally, and I also want to see where the direction is. Are we going to have the same type of narrative, or are we definitely going to see something new in WWE? I want to see where that goes. Salute. Let me see who I have in the chat, because I want to salute you. Salute my friend, because they don't let me see the name for some reason. It says this Facebook user. Things that I love seeing. Absolutely. So thank you so much. I appreciate your views there. Thank you guys in the Facebook and Twitch chat. Thank you. And we'll continue here. So I'm thinking Judgment Day comes out on top. They're going to either add a new member, or we're going to finally see the facet of Edge come out and attack, or we're going to see a Rey Mysterio return. It'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it, because Judgment Day started like a roller coaster, up, ascending. It was getting us invested, and then it just plummeted, either with Edge's. When they turn on Edge, it was a little bit of a buzz, but then things happened. Rhea got injured. It lost a little bit of steam. It got back the steam and the heat it needed with the Mysterio attack. Now, let's see what's going on there. Let's do that. Salute, Maria. Salute, Maria. I hope you're doing well. So, yes, we shall see how we go on going forward. So, we'll go on next. The next match that has been canceled, unfortunately, is Riddle taking on Seth Rollins. Now, Riddle versus Seth Rollins, they say it was the injury due to Riddle not in the match. Now, Seth Rollins tweeted out, if you notice that, he is disappointed that he is not going to wrestle. Seth Rollins apologized to his fans, said he wished he had a match, and Triple H respond, I hear you. So I am predicting there is going to be a match. They're not going to do it to the extent, maybe they'll do it tonight on SmackDown, to the extent when Seth Rollins was so annoying. Right? If you remember when he got on Mr. McMahon's table, and he was on the table on like a surfboard, and he was going crazy, and McMahon told him he got a match, and I can see Hunter getting him a match. And the speculations are running wild through Twitter, the internet, the dirt sheets. It could be so many numbers of people. We saw last night, if you watch NWA Power Hour, Johnny Gargano came out on camera, was a part of that program last night. Everyone loves Johnny Gargano. Hey, he was really good with the black and gold. I want to see if it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But look for WWE here to bring up an NXT wrestler to get his call up here to go up against Seth Rollins. And I ain't going with the one and only Carmelo Hayes. I think it's time for Carmelo Hayes to come up. Unfortunately, I would love him to come up with Trick Williams as his hype man. You bring him out there, I'm the greatest. When look, I'm gonna do a watch along tomorrow here. Please join us. I advise you come and join us. Just have fun. Even if you put me on mute, just come on and watch the Peacock Network with me, and just write in the chat and go, hey, I even take that if you want to write in. You were wrong, bro. Yo, Jedi, you were wrong. Or hey, man, it's fun. Look at it. Join us. Participate in the chat with us. We appreciate your participation. We encourage that. I am an audience participation program, as you know, and I would love for you guys to participate with me tomorrow while we watch WWE SummerSlam. Now, I hope it's Carmelo Hayes, because you're going to see me become the biggest Carmelo Hayes mark on the stream, on camera. You're going to see a grown man embarrass himself of excitement if it's Carmelo Hayes. I'm telling you, listen, just give you a little bit of peek for those that watching me maybe for the first time. I go every week to NXT Live. I'm every day, every Tuesday night, I'm there. You see me with a hat. This Tuesday that passed, I was sitting there looking like the Great Pumpkin with a big orange shirt. I have fun. Yeah, I make fun of myself. That's fun. I'm telling you, Carmelo Hayes, it is a performer that, my God, he is ready. And to see him go up against Seth Rollins, that's WrestleMania, SummerSlam. That's a major rip. And what a debut. He debuts against Seth Rollins. He doesn't have to beat Seth Rollins. Give me a great match. And he will. Carmelo Hayes will produce that. So, Seth Rollins, Carmelo Hayes, even Johnny Gargano will be another one. I don't see Killer Cross. There's another names out there. Someone new from the company. If it is I don't know if they're gonna repeat that with Cody. Bring up another Cody, because you don't want to take away Cody's. Or it could. I don't think it'll be Cody either, guys. I don't think it'll be Cody. Could we see in a world where we have Cody introduce the wrestler? You know what? I never thought about that. Just think of, Seth Rollins talking nonsense in the ring. Here I go again, getting another mystery opponent, depending what happens on SmackDown. And this is the way I would do it. Here I am getting another mystery opponent. Let me come on. This time I'm going to be, they're going to be, no excuses, whatever. Hit the music, and it's Cody's music. And he starts laughing, and Cody teases us and says, no. I'm not ready. As much as I would like to beat your living daylights, so forth. Cut the promo. Let Cody cut the promo. Let the fans in Nashville go nuts. And you say, hey, I bring in, somebody here. In a perfect world, it would be perfect. That would be MJF. But it's not going to happen. He's still under contract. Just hear me out. But you'd say, I'm going to bring a young man that I have kept. You could say, fibble a little. I kept my eye on for such a long time. Seen him grow in the business. And then I'm the greatest. And Carmelo Hayes comes out. And then, maybe Nashville might not know too much of Carmelo. He is the current North American champion. So he could have him come out with the North American title. What you're doing is you're showing the Nashville SummerSlam audience there is another brand. Yes, and I know everyone knows it, but you want to still start showing a new regime that you're pushing. Come watch NXT because it's really good. And you bring the North American champion out to take on a Seth Rollins. That will be phenomenal. I don't think it'll be Braun Breaker. Maybe or Braun. You could even go with Braun Breaker, but Braun Breaker has a feud right now in NXT currently with JD McDonough, which is Jordan Devlin. And right now, I don't know if they'll bring him up there and bring that and interrupt that feud, although it's just a one-night event for SummerSlam, just to, like I said, give it exposure and the spotlight on NXT. That's a way of doing it. Now, also, you could go another route if it's Johnny Gargano. He's there, things are different, you could do a whole bunch of things there. It'd be interesting to see there. I will go with that there. Then we'll go to preview one of the first women's title match. We have the lovely, beautiful Liv Morgan taking on the most badass woman in the planet, Ronda Rousey, in a rematch for the women's championship of SmackDown. Now, this match, it's a rematch from Money in the Bank. Now we're going to see the ladies go at it. I'm thinking this is going to be a much better match here, longer match probably. Hopefully not too long. I could see Rousey just be turning right there in front of our eyes as a heel. It's going to be interesting to see how the crowd continues to support. If they're going to continue to support the Liv Morgan ride, I'm all for it. I've said it before, and I said it many times here on the channel. I want to see a Liv Morgan run similar to an AJ Lee, and not for nothing, Liv Morgan is actually taller than Rousey. And Liv Morgan is a tall lady. I thought she was short. She looks petite to the other women on there. She wrestles small, but she's not really that tiny of a girl. And to see her with the title, I am enjoying her title run here. She's getting better on the microphone. Do we see an outside interference here between someone else to cause? Do we see a Charlotte Flair return? Because we all know Charlotte is in Nashville, because the following day we're going to have Ric Flair's last match, and she will be in attendance, but not on camera. She'll be in the backstage area, because also her husband, Andrade Alido, will be his tag team partner. And I didn't want to take away from that card, but the point is Charlotte is in Nashville. Will she make her return to the WWE tonight? From that storyline, we could see where Natalia might want to interfere and go and attack a Liv Morgan to I helped you get the title, and then you can see a Charlotte come out, kind of face to help Liv and interfere, and we and get a clean win. I think Liv Morgan gets the clean win on Ronda Rousey. I think that match will conclude that feud. I believe in that moment, and I think Liv continues to retain the title, defend the title. She's number one in sales in merchandise. The crowd in so far in SmackDown, when she comes on Raw, whenever she goes, she's over. She's a social media darling. I enjoy seeing Liv Morgan. Nothing wrong with Ronda Rousey with the title either. Either way, you cannot go wrong. But I think Liv retains the title here, and as we move on, we go to the next match. A match that you could say it started a year ago. It started developing again in the last few weeks, and it's for the Raw Women's SmackDown. Now, this one is going to be a really good match, a bar burner. You have the EST, Bianca Belair, the women's champion, taking on the Becky Lynch. This iteration of Becky Lynch, it is exciting. I really enjoy what Becky Lynch is doing. Chris, what's up, Chris? I like this iteration of Becky Lynch, the way she's come out, presenting herself, a little cuckoo-ish with the clothing, the wildness, and Bianca Belair, fine tool champion. Just the one thing that's holding Bianca Belair from being super great is her microphone skills. All in all, I think the ladies are going to bring the house down. There's going to be a great match here. It's going to be a back and forth. This could possibly be match of the night, in my opinion. This is going to be phenomenally executed. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how Triple H going forward, if they're going to stay with, if they're going to stay with Vince's storylines and go with his maybe months ahead of preparation, I can see where Bianca Belair holds this title. Would I be surprised to see Becky Lynch come out as a women's champion? I wouldn't be surprised neither. But I still think Bianca Belair wins this title, retains after being embarrassed 28 seconds last year in SummerSlam. I think she finds somehow to redeem that demon, that exercise that demon, and redeem herself. And I see her winning, retaining that title on Saturday. I don't see her dropping it. And I don't think there will be any interference unless if they want to push Charlotte into Raw. Remember, but I think Charlotte is going to stay Blue Blend. I think she's going to stay SmackDown. And I don't know if they want to put her on Raw. If she draws anywhere, look, Charlotte Flair in any Raw SmackDown is must watch for the women, not just a women's wrestler, as a wrestler. Period. It'll be interesting to see if they bring that. Bayley is another name that we have not seen. Where's Bayley gonna sit in? We know she's been in Orlando for weeks, training, being seen around about the city beautiful. We shall see what happens with her, if she's gonna be part of the SummerSlam. Maybe she'll come out, just cut a promo. We shall see. We don't know. Who knows there? And then we start getting into the nitty gritty. Of course, one of the matches that I'm intrigued. It is not a title match. It is more. It is a grudge match. The grudge match is Pat McAfee taking on Corbin, Happy Corbin, and that's gonna be a barn burner. I love the way the heat that they propone, the way Corbin attacks Pat McAfee. We all know the history. They were both NFL teammates for the Indianapolis Colts. You see Corbin get attacked in the broadcast position. We saw him Money in the Bank, got attacked. He sold it well. You saw him on UFC with a neck collar, saying he was injured. I love that he sold it. A man who's in character, a man who hypes up the crowd, gets the crowd going with all the hype ups. I love Pat McAfee on the, wasn't a fan in the beginning. I'm a huge fan of McAfee as a commentator, and his match in WrestleMania was also very good, very clean. He has worked in the Performance Center in NXT for a bit. Corbin could go, and Corbin is such another one who's a clean wrestler who helps safe, gets his talents over. I see McAfee winning this one. And Corbin, even if he lost to Fat Cap, he loses matches, but he doesn't lose his heat. He is one of those heels that never loses his heat, no matter who you put him in a program with. Not an embarrassment, not a boring act. It'd be nice to see him eventually, maybe down the road, get a couple wins in a row, become an obstacle. Now that he has been a couple. It's the same with Rollins. Rollins loses matches, but he doesn't lose his heat. You still want to see Rollins in a big spot. I think Corbin the same way, in a weird way, without being a heavyweight champion or a title holder. He has that same kind of heat, magnetism. And I like Corbin here. I in this match to help McAfee get over. Depending what happens on SmackDown tonight, we could see a more heated exchange. This time I would love Corbin to get attacked by McAfee out of nowhere in catering. Start me off on SmackDown earlier today, and all of a sudden they're having their pre-meal in catering, and let McAfee beat the crap out of Corbin, and start that heat where he goes, I'm not just a bum, I'm gonna beat your bum ass Corbin. I'm not just a ham and egger commentator. And just hype the crap out of him. I personally would love that. We saw how Monday Night Raw started off with The Miz and Paul just getting at it heat wise. Although you guys are cop, the same thing. But no, I would love that earlier today and break through that and just have them come into come into SmackDown with either McAfee on the microphone, cutting up a promo. Yeah, I beat you, bum ass Corbin. This and that. Hype that even more. I would love to see that. Personally, definitely would love to see that. In my opinion, like I said, I see Pat McAfee winning this and getting victorious. Then we have one of the matches here for the tag team champions, undisputed tag team champions. We're the special guest enforcer, guest referee. We have the Usos taking on the Street Profit for the undisputed tag team champions. This one we saw. I hope that they tell us here, hold my beer from the Money in the Bank. That was until last weekend. You could say the best or the top tag team match of the year in all of professional wrestling. But the Briscoes and FTR's 2 out of 3 match kind of was a little over because it was a 2 out of 3. They used the tables. It was a really good match. I think just a slight better because, of course, the falls of 2 out of 3. But there's a chance here for Street Profits and Usos to give that match another run for its money, or be there and have 2 top matches in the top 10 contention of the year. Montez Ford is on fire. Dawkins, you could see that he's no slouch. He doesn't stay behind. He's trying to keep up with Montez Ford's ring ability, agility, and of course the Usos. Right now, they are the most hardest working pair in WWE. You see them on SmackDown, you see them on Raw, you see them working, and when they work, they don't disappoint. Either in singles or in tag, Jimmy and Jay are phenomenal. This year and since last year, since getting on those titles, they have elevated their wrestling skills just to another level. Maybe working with Roman Reigns, of course. They have it in their blood. That's in their blood. That's in their blood. That's in their blood, and this shows it. They are shining every more and more and more. I enjoy this. Unfortunately, I think the Street Profits come up short here. I think Usos retain in a hard-fought battle, in a battle hard fought. I don't know what Jeff Jarrett plays in this. Personally, I don't know if I can see a Jeff Jarrett heel turn with that tribal chief or Paul Heyman brought him here, because he's talked about, remember his first promo cut was, they've been trying to buy me out, trying to bribe me. Why would you say something like that? Doesn't make sense there. Just I'm here, call it down the middle. I have the cachet, whatever. It was kind of weird, that promo. Do I see Jarrett? Hopefully not hit Dawkins with the guitar and getting that, and the Usos get that pin and get that major heat of the crowd, and they're gonna be like, "Woo!" That rain of heat. We shall see there. That's one of the scenarios there. Also, could we have Dawkins turning on Montez Ford, and he becomes the heel here, or Ford, either one. Montez Ford turning on Dawkins. I carried but I carried you, or after the match, if Montez Ford gets the pin, I can see Dawkins turning and one-upping. I'm not going to be the Marty Jannetty here. I'm going to turn on you first. That kind of twist there. It'd be interesting to see if the new creative interjects their thoughts and ideas there, or they're going to continue again with the old regime storylines that's been written out, or is it a puppet regime? I keep reiterating that. We shall see there. Then we come up to the main event of the night. Last man standing for the undisputed Universal Championship of the WWE. We have the Beast incarnated Brock Lesnar taking on the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. I know everyone says, how many times we're going to see this? I hear the complaints. Remember, listen, everyone complains about something. Everybody has a complaint. Everybody wants to complain. Personally, you got two larger-than-life men here in their prime. Even if this is the 7th time they fight, I am intrigued. I am invested. I want to see this match. These are two strong. This is larger-than-life personas going at it here. Because guess what? When they're over the hill in 20 years from now, you didn't see it. You wish they were around. Man, I miss seeing that. I miss matches like this versus so-and-so. I wish we could see that again. When you see them in the Hall of Fame, maybe Brock in the cane, Roman out of shape, or whatever, hip replaced, you're like, damn, I wish that. You're going to appreciate these matches, appreciate these moments between these two mammoth of a man, these larger-than-life personas that WWE have gotten. Now, Brock Lesnar, we saw last Friday when the Vince McMahon news came out. He left, said he was done. McMahon is out, I'm out. Cooler heads prevailed. I don't know what happened. They called his agent. They called him. Someone got through to him, and they said, listen, I need you and he came back and worked. And I love what with the Road Dogg Jesse James, and salute to the Road Dogg Jesse James. Please, you didn't know podcast. Please be a lamb and check him out. I'm a huge fan of his podcast. I started listening to it just the other day, to be honest with you, and I'm a humongous fan with it. I also heard of his interview on Busted Open, those AEW marks. Busted Open, he was on there, and with Bully Ray. Bully Ray's the only one that's partial, in my opinion, there when it comes to WWE. The rest, they're all in Tony Khan's pocket. They all great. Yeah, I don't want to take away from there. Road Dogg said it perfect. There's a humongous difference between what happened with Sasha and Naomi to what happened with Brock, because at the end of the day, Brock returned and fulfilled his obligations as a professional. Came in, beat the shit out of Austin Theory, and he left. Now, why did I go off the track and brought that up there? Because Brock Lesnar will return, and this could be possibly his last major feud or WWE performance, unless if there's a boatload of money to go to Crown Jewel. That's maybe one. Personally, I think that would be the last time we might see Brock Lesnar. I think the Tribal Chief beats Brock Lesnar here, but I think Brock Lesnar will beat the living crap out of Roman, where he's going to need outside interference from the Bloodline to get the victory, or just to get him lay out Brock Lesnar. And here is when the thing get interesting. Everybody and their mother is going to be salivating. Do we see an Austin Theory cash in? I think Austin Theory will be at ringside. I think he will be sneaky, and he will be running around. But I'm thinking Ziggler might want to prevent from the cashing in of the briefcase. This is where it gets tricky to me here. I don't know. I can see someone knocking out Ziggler from a lot, and I can see Paul Heyman interfering and knocking Ziggler out of the picture to try to prevent Theory from cashing in. And I see Theory cashing in, although Theory doesn't need a Paul Heyman. I can see Theory cashing in and taking not only having the United States title, but also winning the undisputed Universal Champion. All three belts will go on to Austin Theory. Yes, I'm going to call him Austin Theory. I'm not going to stick with just Theory. I think he comes out, and I think the fans will hate it. The amount of heat and buzz that will create is phenomenal. That's what you want. You want everyone to be, I can't stand him. That heat, You see how the crowd hates him. They even claim that the locker room dislikes him. I'll take that. I think that heat will be perfect. I think Theory wins all three titles. And not only that, you could have another. Now you could split. You know what? You are so disliked, or whatever the case is, we're just going to give you one title. That's a way of splitting the titles. In Raw, SmackDown again, reset tournaments went under the new wrestling regime. We're going to have tournaments to crown a new United States champion. Now you have it. Here you go, creative. Here you go, Triple H. Write your own storyline. Give me your new, and let's crown your new champion through a tournament, a breakout tournament. You've seen it in NXT. You've seen it in when they want a new champion. You keep us invested. Why are we going to watch Monday Night Raw? Why are we going to watch SmackDown? Because there's a tournament to try a tournament that we're going to try to crown a new United States champion. You crown it in Clash of the Castles, or you could also do, and also with the undisputed title, you could brand it now. The heavyweight title, one is Theory's, and the other one now you can somehow manipulate where you can have Drew McIntyre taking on for the winner of the tournament for one title, and you got Theory's the other title. I don't know. I'm just trying to think outside the box. It might not be what you want to hear and say, "Oh, this guy's crazy." He's going on with some nuts ideas. Just something different outside the box. We could just say, "Well, I think Roman Reigns is gonna win it, and the Tribal Chief is gonna stay over 700 plus, close to 800 days with champion." Okay, all right. Run the credits. We'll see you next week. I mean, just trying to give you my opinion. And yes, I'm being a little bit of a heel, a little bit of a douche, because it is the Heel the Ring podcast. You have to be that, So you, and also we want to try to get the heels over, because that's what the name of the program is. And I want to see Theory win it. Come out, you get that heat. You just think about Monday Night Raw. You start Monday Night Raw with him, the montage of him with all the titles, right? And he goes into the ring gloating, and the crowd booing the living crap out of Theory that he's got all three titles. If there's a chance that Heyman turns and it's part of his advocate, you have Heyman cut the promo to introduce Theory, and then he come out Monday Night Raw, and everyone is booing the crap out of it. And oh my God, it's the worst thing. my God, the wrestling historians, the fanatics. Oh, this is the worst thing that WWE. This is terrible. Please bring Vince back. That's what Vince was gonna do. You know, and I can see where Triple H would say, you know, that's a good. Listen, not all ideas McMahon came up with are terrible. He is a genius for years for a reason. You know, yes, there's a lot of stuff that we could say wasn't great, but there's a lot of stuff that when he says goes, it's a golden genius, self-made billionaire. When we all become, you know what? I wish I had the mind of Vince McMahon, because to be honest with you, I would love to be a self-made billionaire, and so I don't have to be on here talking, and I could just be sipping pina coladas on a beach, and you don't have to hear my voice. You know, so I digress with that, but I'm just kidding, guys. I enjoy everyone watching along with me. And look, and look at that. I'm gonna fire. You know what? After this podcast, my producer is getting fired. You're fired, because how the hell do you spell Swartz wrong? Look at that. The Don of the Watch Along with the Briac Swartz Jedi. Come on, you're fired. Hey, monkey in the back, get your resume going. You're gone. So I digress. Thank you, guys. I just want to be a little comical there. Thank you for joining me here. Thank you for watching along. Please join us tomorrow here on WWE's SummerSlam event. I can't wait to see every one of you. Have fun. I'll tell you one guy that's not going to be here tomorrow is the producer in the back. He messed up. That jabroni, that humanoid is out of here. He's gone. He's gone. He can't even spell. How could I do a program with a guy who can't spell? You know, come on. You're gonna be with Tony with two dimes over there, sleeping with the fishes after this program. Hey, my enforcer, grab him. He's got to go. All right. So I want to thank you guys again for allowing me to entertain you or take a few minutes of your time to talk about the WWE Here of the Ring podcast, SummerSlam edition, my prediction show. We're gonna get one possible new champion, to be honest with you. Or two, but it's really one, but it's all Austin Theory, who's going to win both United States champion and the undisputed champion and everything. But it's going to be honest with you, it's going to be a really good match. It's going to be a fun match. Like I said, if you want to see me mark out like a little schoolgirl when Carmelo Hayes comes out, watch the watch along, because I think if he does, I am going to ham out, school out, mark out. I'm going to be, all I got to do is wear an AEW t-shirt and I will be a fan, a WWE fan, AEW fan, the way they mark out. So watch it tomorrow when you see Carmelo Hayes come out. You will definitely see something funny. From me to you, man, always get ahead of life. Don't let life pin you. Get over, make it submit to you, and always get over. Always be the best each and every day. And guys, man, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. SmackDown tomorrow night. Later on the channel, we will have the Yankees taking on the Kansas City Royals. The watch along. Definitely the guy, the producer that produced this wrestling program will not be producing the Yankee program. He's out of here because I can't have guys who can't spell here. So, guys, from me to you, always get ahead of life. And again, may the sports be with you.
I'm awesome! You people bought a ticket to see me, so shut up.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no control.
Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you live under a rock,
I might grab a bat, I don't know. My rap, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see